So hello guys. So now we will discuss how to represent a stack in the memory. So already we have seen what is stack. So in this today's video we'll see memory representation of stack. See, we can represent a stack in two ways. So there are two ways of representing a stack in memory. What are they? First one is array representation. So we can represent a stack using an array, or we can represent a stack linked list. So we call it linked list representation of stack. Okay, so first we will discuss about array representation of stack. So how using an array we will implement a stack. Now in order to implement a stack using an array, first of all we need to define an array, and let us assume that the name of the array is stack, stack. So this is the name of the array. Now since we create an array, it must have a fixed size, because we know that the size of array remains always constant. So let assume that max is a constant. So max is a constant which defines the maximum size of this array, which is known as stack. So we say max determines the size of the stack. So that means maximum entry or maximum element that can be stored in the stack. And then we also need a variable called as top. So this variable, you can consider it as a pointer variable, but it doesn't represent the address. Rather, the variable top stores the index value of the topmost element present in a stack. So if suppose there are the size of the stack, maximum size of the stack is 10, but the stack right now contains 3 elements. So now if there are 3 elements, then its index could be 1, 2 and 3. So this variable top points or contains index of the last element that is inserted into the stack, because the last element which is inserted into the stack is actually known as the top of the stack. Okay, so we will create an array which stack means the name of the array, then max means it is a constant that defines the maximum, is the constant value that defines the maximum size of the stack, and then we have a top. So it is a pointer. Pointer means it doesn't contain address, rather it contains an index. So we say that points to the topmost element, and initial value of top should be 0. See, when the stack is empty, means array doesn't have any element. So variable array, the array stack doesn't have any element. So when it doesn't have any element, we say the variable top is 0. The value of top is 0, or you can call it null. So that means the stack is empty right now. So its initial value should always be 0. Okay. Now let us assume that, let us take an example. So let us assume that we define an array and the constant max is 4. So we want to create an array whose maximum size is 4 and the variable top is set to 0. So now we say the stack is empty. So this is the array, we call it stack, and right now it is empty. Now if we apply push operation, push B, then what changes will take place in the array? So this is the operation. After push operation is successful, the variable B will be positioned here, and the value of variable top should be increased by 1. Initially variable top was 0, but after one push operation, push means insertion, the B is inserted, and what is the index value of where the B is present? 1. So this value is set in top. Now when I perform another push operation, let's say X, so first one is B, second one is X. So this is the last item, and what is its index? Its index is 2. So variable top should be set as 2. Then we perform push M. So this is the operation, B, then X, then M. So variable top is 3. If we apply again push operation, push of A, then B, X, M, A. So variable top becomes 4. Now the size stack is full. Now if we apply push operation once again, suppose we want to push Y, then this will raise an error condition. And what is the error condition? That error condition is known as overflow. Thus we call it stack overflow. Why overflow? Because already stack contains 4 elements, and we know that the maximum size that we define for the stack is 4. So the stack already contains 4 elements. How do we know? the variable top is equal to 4. So which the variable top is equals to max. So this situation is overflow, hence the push operation will fail. So overflow condition, since top is 4 which is max, so overflow fails. So overflow condition will fail. So this is how we perform operation if at all a stack is represented using an array. So now after discussing the array representation, we will see algorithm to perform push and pop operation in a stack. Okay, so first of all we'll discuss about push operation, then we'll go for pop operation. Okay guys, so now the push operation requires certain parameters. There are 4 parameters that we have passed here. So what are they? First one is stack, so it is an array. Okay, then top means it is a pointer or a variable that points to the topmost element. For an empty stack, its value must be 0. Then max means maximum size of this array. Item means the data that we want to push. So let us write the meaning here. So what is stack? I will define the meaning of this term. Stack means name of the array to represent stack. So top means variable that points to topmost element. So its value must be an index that points to topmost element. Okay, what next? Max means size of stack. Okay, and then finally we have item. So item means data to be inserted. Okay, so now we will write the algorithm. So the first step in push operation is to ensure that there is no overflow. So if there is overflow, then algorithm will terminate without pushing, without inserting, and generate an error message. So how to check that whether overflow has occurred or not? So we will see if top equals max. So if value of top equals to max, then we say print overflow. So this is the overflow situation and my algorithm will exit or return. So that means the insertion or push operation will fail. Now if this condition is false, then we jump after the end if statement. Now we can perform push operation. So how to conduct push operation? Now suppose we are using an array. Now suppose the array contains 3 elements. So what should be the index of the last element that is inserted? See, if you watch this diagram, now suppose right now we have 2 elements, b and x. Index of b is 1 and index of x is 2. And what is the value of top? The value of top is 2. Now we want to push a new element. So the new element should be pushed in which index of this array? Definitely the index must be 1 more than the current value of top. So current value of top is 2. And the index of the new element, index of the element that we want to push should be 3. So what we will do to find that index, we will simply first increase the value of top. Top equal to top plus 1. First let us increase the value of top. So once the value of top is increased, I got the index. Okay, so right now item has not been inserted, but top is increased. Then I will write stack. This is my array and we have to give the index is top. So top could be used as the index of the new element equals to item. Over. So very simple algorithm. So this is the steps to insert or to push an element in a stack. So once I perform this, we will write end. Means my algorithm will terminate. Okay guys, this is what push operation if the stack is implemented using an array. Okay. Now after push operation, let us discuss about pop operation. Okay, pop means removal. Okay, so we'll use pop. Similarly, for pop operation, we need stack from where we have to pop. Then we also need top. But now we don't need max, because maximum the stack size is not required because we are removing. So when removing, we don't have to worry about what is the size of the array. Okay, we just have to vary whether the stack contains at least one element or not. If there is no element in the stack, then the pop operation is not possible. And we also doesn't require what is the item. So what is the item removed to be removed, that is not required, because whenever the moment pop operation is initiated, no matter whatever value is available at the top, that will be removed. So only these two informations are required to perform a pop operation. Okay, so if you wish, you can just explain this meaning of these two parameter here. So I am not writing, because you know stack means the name of the array, top means index or that or pointer that points to the top of the stack. Now begin. Now during pop operation, what is the first things you need to ensure? Now the first thing you need to ensure is if there is an underflow occurs or not. So now underflow means, now suppose we want to remove an item from a stack, suppose user has initiated pop operation in a stack, but stack doesn't contain any element. So while pop operation is initiated but stack doesn't have any element, then pop operation cannot be taken place because stack is empty. So that is the situation which is known as underflow. Now we have to check whether underflow occurs or not. If underflow, then there is no need to perform any pop operation. Okay, so how do we ensure there is underflow? Now underflow means the stack is empty. So how do you know the stack is empty? Now if stack is empty, I told you the variable top should contain 0 or null. Okay, so that criteria has to be ensured. So if top equals, since I have maintained an array, so top represent index, not address, so we will use top equal to 0. So if top equal to 0, then this is the situation for underflow. So we can write print underflow and return or exit, whatever you write. Okay, and if. Is that clear? Now if top is not equal to 0, then you jump over here. Okay, now here you have to remove. Now which one should be removed? The element which is at the top. So that element must be transferred to a different temporary variable. So what I will do, I will use a temporary variable TMP. It's a temporary variable. Why I have not written it in parameter or not here? Because here I am not using the value of TMP. Rather, I am in my algorithm at the first instance I am assigning some value to TMP. Now what value I should assign? I should assign stack of top. What does it mean? This one is index. So it means whichever item present at the top of the stack right now has been shifted to a variable 10, to a variable TMP. Okay, so we assume that once shifting is operation taken place, the item will be removed from the stack. Now once removed, then I should reduce top equal to top minus 1. My value of variable top should be decremented by 1 so that it will point to the next top element. So okay, now the deletion operation is over. Now I will simply write return TMP. See, whenever a pop operation is conducted, the operation always returns the data which has been removed or which has been popped out. Okay, so this is the return TMP. Once this operation is completed, pop operation is finished. So then we will write N. Okay guys, so these are the two important operations in a stack, that is push and the one is pop. Okay, now see, there is one more operation is also available which is actually known as peep. Okay, so it is actually let me tell you what is peep. So if I write peep operation, so what is the meaning of peep operation? Peep operation means, now let me explain with the diagram. See, suppose the stack contains A, B, X, Y. So these are the element present in a stack n, 5 elements. Now right now the variable top is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now peep operation means the operation requires a number. Let's say that number is I. Now the operation will return what is the ith element of the stack. So suppose I will say peep 2. So it means peep 2 means what is the second element of the stack from top. So that value will be returned. See, if whenever there is a stack, we have to look at the stack from the top. So if I look at the stack from the top, first element means the item present in the top, that is M. Second element means the item present next to top, so this is Y. So when I pass peep2, it should return the value Y, but you need to find out what is its index, and in index must be how much? 4. So how can you find out the index? You can perform top minus this value 2 plus 1. This will give you the index top minus 2 plus 1. So here I will say 2 means it is I. So if I perform top minus I plus 1, I will get the index of the element that has been asked to be printed or to be returned. So that is known as peep. So peep means looking for a particular item from the top, from the topmost position. Okay, so peep operation returns what it runs. It returns element present in ith position of stack. So when I say ith position, it should be counted from the top, because we are looking at on the stack from top. Okay, so what is this algorithm? How do we write this algorithm? So peep, its parameter must be stack, this is the array, then we have to pass top, and then we have to pass I. So I means the position from where you need to check the data, or position within the stack, which that data that you want to get or avail. Okay, so this is begin. Now before peep operation can be conducted, you must ensure that the position that is being passed, see I, must be a valid one. See, when the stack contains 5 elements, it is not an issue whether what is the size of the stack, but right now stack contains 5 elements. Now suppose I will give peep 7. So suppose I want to find out what is the 7th element. Currently stack contains only 5 elements, but you cannot find 7th element because there are only 5 elements. So the position should be anything in between 1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the value of I must not exceed the value of top. Okay, or you can say as long as top minus I is less than 0, then my peep operation cannot be conducted, because at most I can peep up to 5th position. This is the first position that I can peep, this is second position, this is third position, then fourth, then fifth. So if position value is 5 and top is also 5, 5 minus 5 is 0. So if less than 0, then this position I is invalid. So I will write if top minus I is less than 0, I will say peep operation cannot be taken place. Print invalid position. So that is a wrong position. So we cannot perform peep. So return. So return with nothing. Return null. So end if. Okay. So otherwise, now if the position is a valid one, now we can perform pip. But first of all, I need to find out the index of the element. Okay. So how can we find out index? See, if I want the first position means what should be its index? Its index must be top. Top is 5, and I want to pip the first position 1. So 5 minus 1 plus 1, which will also give me 5. If I need the position 2, so what is its index? See, from the top you look, the second position element, the index of the second position element is 4. So how can you find out its index? 5 means top minus 2 means position plus 1. So now I'll say let j equals top minus I plus 1. So this j will give me the position. Then I will store tmp equals stack of j. So in the variable tmp, the particular value is stored, and now I can say return tmp. I have not changed the value of top, so simply I have returned the tmp, means the pip operation returns that data. Okay, so finally we'll write end. Okay guys, so this is what the meaning of pip operation. So pip means given a particular position, the operation will return the value present in that position within the stack. Okay, so hope you understood these three operations: push, pop and pip, when the stack is implemented using array. Okay, so in our next video we will see same operation, push and pop operation, when the stack will be represented using a linked list. Till then, thank you.